honestly, though. I've had a weird sexual past. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something that's going to be hard to hear, okay? Can we all prepare ourselves for this, okay? It's going to be hard to hear this story, but I want us all to know we're going to be okay, right? Now, I'm going to need a verbal yes. You guys are going to be cool about this story. You're not going to be fucking weird. Yes. Pretend you're on an airplane in the exit row and... Do you agree to all the shit? You want to open the door in case some shit happens? Yes, that's what we call consent. Thank you guys very much. So when I first started comedy, I was sexually assaulted by a comedian. That's not the worst part. That's not the worst part about it. The worst part was that nobody cared because he's not famous or funny. Right? I want to write up in a newspaper too, shit, you know? It was hard to deal with, though, it was. I'm going to tell you how this went. When I started comedy, I was friends with everybody on Facebook. Obviously, we all do that. You're networking, meeting people, right? And there was a guy on Facebook who was a comedian from LA, would post these like really fake, deep things on Facebook about how hard comedy was and the struggles. And I was intrigued by it because it was so different than what I was always seeing. People always just post their wins online. And he was like, shit sucks. And I was like, wow, how interesting. Also, red flag, he wasn't funny then either. Should have known. He's like, I just bombed tonight. I'm like, wow, how deep. But I was intrigued by it. And so we started messaging. And then we eventually got booked on the same show together. It was my very first show. I got paid $20. Woo! Yeah, no. The show went well. He wasn't funny then either. God damn. But after the show, we all hung out. We went to this gay bar. We were dancing, having a good time. And on the dance floor, he kissed me. It caught me off guard because I wasn't sure, hey, I don't know this dude. This is kind of weird. And I didn't say anything. Obviously, it's like, well, that kind of stuff happens. It's like when you're on an airplane and the person next to you doesn't put their phone in airplane mode when the captain says so. And you're like, I'm not gonna say anything, but I hope we don't die, you know what I mean? That's always my goal is just don't die, okay? So I didn't say anything when he kissed me. I was in public, I felt safe enough-ish, right? And then I took him home. And when I took him home, he kissed me again in my car. This time it was more aggressive, and I felt less safe because I was inside the car by myself. And I didn't know what to do because earlier I didn't know what to do then. It got worse, and he was advancing on me, and it was very scary and intense, and then suddenly my pants were off. And I didn't know what to do. I just kind of hoped that he would get done quickly and go away, and which he did. The incident kind of happened quickly, and he left. And then after that, I continued to kind of be nice to him in public because I want to be cool. I want to be seen as I'm chill, I'm cool, I'm not a problem. Also, I struggle with low self-esteem, you know? I was this tall at 14. People didn't like me. I wanted to be liked, so I didn't say anything when he did that to me in the car. And then it was New Year's Eve, and we were at a party, and there were people there. There was food, music, drinks, drugs, you know, a party. And don't get upset, black people, but I did do cocaine that night, first time. I did 2 lines of coke, 1 per nostril. I like balance. It's my first time doing it, and I didn't know what to expect. And it was surprisingly kind of boring because I got sober, I thought. It was weird. It was really weird for me doing cocaine. I thought maybe it'd be like Leo DiCaprio doing like breakdancing, you know what I mean? Like he's like, but it wasn't. I was like, I could write a report right now. This is stupid. The fuck cocaine, you know? But we kept drinking and talking and hanging out, and it was New Year's Eve, and I was like, well, I don't want to go home and risk something happening. The cops are out. I'm just going to stay here, and I'm going to sleep it off. And I got in bed fully clothed, very much trying to go to sleep, shoes still on. Lie down and go to sleep, and then I'm being cuddled, which is fine. And then I'm being kissed, which is, I don't know. And then he tries to take my shirt off, and I stop him, try to fight him off, and he twists my arm so hard that I was like, better not fight anymore. And as things kept going, I felt like I was dizzy. It was like he was more than one person in the room. He felt heavy. There were so many arms. I was fighting, but I was not fighting, saying, stop, no, don't do this. And those things were ignored. And before things got any further, I asked him to put a condom on. Now, I know some of you might be thinking that I was asking for sex because I asked for a condom, but that's not true. I just wanted to survive the night. And I also didn't want his fucking STD, so. Now, I want to give a shout out to cocaine again, because did you guys know if you do too much cocaine, your dick stop working? Oh! I did not know that. That cocaine and condom had him crashed out. He could not finish, and I was like, thank God. So the next day, I leave, because he trapped me in there. He wouldn't let me leave while he was still awake, so I had to stay until he fell asleep. And as I'm driving home, he texted me, you shouldn't have left. And I didn't go to the police because I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to forget everything that happened to me. So I got the screenshots of the text messages between me and him. I got him to confess to what he did, and I saved them because I thought maybe I'd need them sometime. And years later, I'm in New York, living my best life away from here, away from LA, away from him. But I couldn't escape him. He was in photos with my friends online all the time. And I'm like, I gotta tell them, they're hanging out with a fucking rapist. So I said something online. And then a few weeks later, I got served. Not. You ever been served? Anybody here been served before with some papers? Somebody said many times. Damn. It's not fun. It's so weird. I was at a comedy show in Brooklyn talking to the host of the show. Guy comes up to me and he's like, are you Shanna Christmas? I'm like, yes. Thinking he's a fan. He's like, you've been served. I was like, what the fuck? So the letter just says, cease and desist on calling me a rapist or I'm gonna sue you for defamation. And that made me so fucking angry. I was so mad. So the next week, I filed a police report. The police, surprisingly, guys, believed me? What the fuck? Crazy. I was expecting to be like, the cops ain't shit. But they were like, no, we believe it. This is good stuff. Good text. Good job. Y'all didn't believe me. You guys suck. You guys are the ones that are terrible. I know it is hard to believe because I look like this. I'm tall. I'm athletic. I work out. I'm good looking. Got a nice ass. I'm really funny. I'm good at crocheting. I'm a good dancer. I know all the places to get the best Thai food. I get it. But people like me also go through things, and it shouldn't be invalidated because of how we look. And my story feels like it might not be legitimate because it's not being snatched in an alley and beat up by a stranger. But this story is valid, and it is important. It also took me a while to come forward with everything because I was ashamed and embarrassed, and I had a lot of guilt about what happened to me. until I read somewhere that people like that tend to prey on the highly intelligent. So if you haven't been assaulted yet, dumb bitch. All right. Now, I'm glad we all got through that story. I appreciate you guys listening so much. And, you know, it's very important that stories like this are told and heard. And I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me because I deserve to live a full life full of shame and guilt. And I finally love myself enough now to do it. So thank you.